Do you ever think about your loose change sitting in a jar or the coins scattered around your home? You might think of them as just small, insignificant items of little value. But what if I told you that one small coin, a dime from 1994, could change your life forever? That's right. A simple dime that you probably overlooked, maybe even tossed into a vending machine, could potentially be worth hundreds, thousands, or even hundreds of thousands of dollars, maybe even millions. This might sound unbelievable, but it's true. Coin collecting has turned into a multi-million-dollar industry, and rare coins with certain errors or special characteristics have fetched unimaginable prices. Stick with me, because by the end of this video, you'll understand why the 1994 dime, a coin that most people don't even think twice about, could hold incredible value. You might be thinking, how could something as simple as a dime be worth so much? Well, let me tell you that this isn't just a regular coin. Some of the rare 1994 dimes possess features that are so unique, so exceptional, that they've sold for more money than many of us would ever imagine spending in our lifetimes. So if you have any 1994 dimes lying around, it's time to dig them out and start looking closely. These coins could hold hidden treasures worth far more than their face value. You see, when most people look at a dime, they see it for what it is, a simple, everyday coin. It's just 10 cents, nothing to get excited about. But that's the beauty of coin collecting, it's the small, overlooked details that can make all the difference. So, before you dismiss that 1994 dime as just another coin, let me take you on a journey into the world of rare coins and explain how these dimes could be worth far more than you think. The 1994 dime is part of a series of coins minted by the U.S. Mint. You're probably familiar with the classic design, featuring Franklin D. Roosevelt on the front. Roosevelt's portrait, created by John R. Sinek, has adorned the dime since 1946, making it one of the most recognizable U.S. coins. On the back, you'll find a torch, olive branch, and oak branch, symbols of liberty, peace, and strength. It's a beautiful design, but what really makes this coin special is what's hidden beneath the surface, certain rare mistakes and characteristics that could make it worth far more than you expect. Most 1994 dimes are made from a combination of 91.67% copper and 8.33% nickel, a composition that gives them their distinct silvery appearance. But not all 1994 dimes are the same. While they all share the same basic structure and design, there are subtle variations, errors, and misprints that make some of them incredibly rare and valuable. And these rare variations could turn your average dime into a fortune. Yes, it's possible to stumble upon a 1994 dime that could be worth a small fortune, even though it looks like just another coin. Let's break down exactly what you should be looking for. In 1994, the U.S. Mint produced billions of dimes across multiple locations. The majority were minted in Philadelphia, but there were also coins struck in Denver, marked with a D mint mark. Some proof coins were even struck in San Francisco, marked with an S. While most of these coins are worth only 10 cents, there are a few hidden gems among them that could be worth thousands or even hundreds of thousands of dollars. These are the coins you want to find, and I'll explain exactly how to spot them. Imagine walking through your day, casually sorting through change, and coming across a dime from 1994. It looks perfectly ordinary. But what if, upon closer inspection, you realize that this dime is not like the others? What if it has an error or a unique feature that sets it apart from all the rest? That's where the true value lies. The key to identifying a valuable 1994 dime is in the details. Some dimes have been struck with errors, imperfections, or unique characteristics that make them incredibly rare. One of the most valuable errors you can find on a 1994 dime is called a double die error. This occurs when the die used to strike the coin was misaligned, causing the design to appear doubled. It might look like a simple, small doubling on the letters of Liberty or In God We Trust, but to collectors, this is a major find. Dimes with double die errors can be worth hundreds of dollars, and in some cases, thousands, depending on the severity of the error. Imagine finding a 1994 dime with a pronounced doubling on Liberty. That could be worth a small fortune, but that's not the only error you need to watch out for. Another valuable misprint is an off-center strike. This happens when the coin is not properly aligned during the minting process, causing the design to be struck off-center. The more severe the misalignment, the more valuable the coin becomes. A 1994 dime with a slight off-center strike might be worth a few $100s, but one with a significant misalignment could easily fetch thousands at auction. So, if you come across a 1994 dime with a design that's shifted to one side or slightly misaligned, take a second look. It could be worth more than you think. Then there's the clipped planchet error. This is one of the most intriguing and valuable mistakes you can find on a 1994 dime. A clipped planchet occurs when the metal disc, known as the planchet, is improperly cut during the minting process. As a result, part of the coin's edge is missing, creating a unique, irregular shape. These coins are extremely rare, and collectors are willing to pay big money for them. A clipped planchet dime could be worth anywhere from $100 to $500, depending on the size of the clip. In some cases, these coins have sold for even higher amounts, especially if the clip is particularly dramatic. Imagine holding a 1994 dime with a large piece missing from the edge. It could be worth a small fortune. Die, cracks and cuts are other errors to look out for. When the die used to strike the coin becomes damaged, it can leave behind raised lines or blobs of metal on the surface of the coin. These imperfections are known as die cracks or cuts, and while they might seem like minor flaws to the untrained eye, they can actually add significant value to the coin. A 1994 dime with a noticeable die crack or cut can be worth anywhere from $10 to $50, depending on the size and location of the error. While these errors may not be as valuable as doubled die errors or off-center strikes, they are still highly sought after by collectors. Now, let's talk about the jaw-dropping moment when a coin collector stumbles upon a 1994 dime that is worth a staggering amount of money. There are documented cases where 1994 dimes, with certain errors or unique characteristics, have sold for unbelievable prices. One particular dime, with a combination of errors, sold at auction for over $10,000. That's right, a simple dime, one that was likely overlooked by most people, fetched a price that most of us could only dream of. This is the kind of find that could completely change your financial situation. You may be wondering how you can tell if your 1994 dime is one of these rare and valuable coins. The first step is to examine the obverse side, where Roosevelt's portrait is located. Check for any signs of doubling on the letters or design. A magnifying glass or a coin loop will be incredibly helpful for this task. Next, flip the coin over and take a look at the reverse side. Are the branches of the olive or oak shifted? Are there any signs of the design being off-center? If you notice any of these signs, you might just have a valuable error coin on your hands. The edges of the coin are also important. A clipped planchet will have a distinct irregular edge, with part of the coin's edge missing. If you notice this, you might be holding a rare find. Finally, inspect the coin's surface for any raised lines or blobs of metal, which could be signs of die cracks or cuts. If you find a rare 1994 dime, it's essential to protect it. Never clean your coins, as cleaning can damage their value. Instead, store them in an airtight, acid-free holder to preserve their condition. If you think you found a valuable coin, it's a good idea to have it professionally graded by a coin grading service. The higher the grade, the more valuable the coin will be, so getting it properly assessed is crucial. Now, let's talk about how to sell your valuable 1994 dime. If you found a rare coin, you may want to sell it. Platforms like eBay, coin dealers, and even local coin shops are great places to start. Some collectors also attend coin shows, where rare coins can fetch top dollar. But before you sell, make sure you've had your coin properly graded. This can make a huge difference in the price you get for it. Coins with higher grades tend to sell for significantly more than coins with lower grades. In conclusion, a simple 1994 dime might just be the ticket to an incredible fortune. With rare errors like double die strikes, off-center strikes, clipped planchets, and die cracks, some of these coins are worth far more than their face value. If you have a jar of dimes lying around, it's worth your time to carefully inspect them. Who knows, you might just stumble upon the next big find. Imagine holding a coin that could be worth thousands, or even tens of thousands of dollars. The world of coin collecting is filled with surprises, and the 1994 dime might just be your ticket to striking it rich. So next time you pick up a 1994 dime, remember, it might not be as ordinary as it seems. Take a second look, because it could be worth a lot more than 10 cents. You never know when you might find your own rare treasure. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more exciting coin discoveries and valuable finds. Happy hunting, and who knows, you might just strike gold in your own pocket change. You might think that all dimes are worth just 10 cents, but what if I told you that your 2015 dime could actually be worth more? Whether it's due to a rare minting error or its condition, your dime might have hidden value. Sounds unbelievable, right? But trust me, some of these coins can fetch hundreds, even thousands, of dollars. Imagine finding a coin in your pocket that's worth far more than you ever expected. How can you spot a valuable 2015 dime? That's exactly what we'll dive into today. Stick around, because by the end of this video, you'll be able to identify if your dime could be worth more than just its face value. In this video, I'm going to show you how to spot valuable 2015 dimes, including some errors that could make yours worth hundreds of dollars. You might be thinking, what's so special about a 2015 dime? Well, keep watching to uncover the secrets that could turn a simple coin into a goldmine. And just wait until I share some real-life examples. Trust me, you won't want to miss this. Let's start with a quick overview of the 2015 dime. The design might look simple, but there's more to it than meets the eye. On the obverse, or front, of the coin, you'll find the portrait of Franklin D. Roosevelt, designed by John R. Sinek. It's a classic design, and it's been a staple of U.S. coins since 1946. On the reverse, or back, you'll find a torch, an olive branch, and an oak branch, also designed by Sinek. These symbols have been a part of the dime's design for years, representing liberty, peace, and strength. Now, let's talk about the composition of the 2015 dime. It's made of 91.67% copper and 8.33% nickel, which is known as a clad composition. This composition gives the coin its distinct metallic sound when you drop it or flick it. But while most dimes look alike, it's important to note that the 2015 dime was minted in 3 different locations: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. The Philadelphia Mint produces dimes without a mint mark, while the Denver Mint uses a D mint mark, and the San Francisco Mint produces proof coins with an S mint mark. When it comes to the mintage numbers, 2015 was a big year for the U.S. Mint. The Philadelphia Mint produced around 1.2 billion dimes, while the Denver Mint produced a similar number at 1.3 billion. San Francisco, on the other hand, produced just around 2 million proof dimes. So, while the majority of 2015 dimes are fairly common, there are a few mint marks and certain features that can set them apart. But as we'll soon see, it's not just about the mint marks. Some of these dimes have errors that can make them far more valuable than you might imagine. Speaking of rarity, the real value of a 2015 dime often comes down to its condition and whether it has any errors. Most of the dimes from 2015 are not worth more than face value unless something went wrong during the minting process. You see, when coins are minted, they pass through a process where they are struck by dies under high pressure, and sometimes, that process doesn't go exactly as planned. This is where the magic happens, the errors. Now, let's get into the types of rare errors that could turn a 2015 dime into a treasure worth hundreds of dollars. One of the most sought-after errors is the double die error. You've probably heard of double die errors before, but what makes them so special? It happens when the die used to strike the coin was misaligned, causing certain areas of the coin to appear doubled. For example, you might notice that the letters in Liberty or In God We Trust look like they've been stamped twice. This might sound small, but this doubling effect can make your dime worth $50 to $100, or even more, depending on the severity. It's easy to miss if you're not paying attention, but it's worth taking a closer look at the lettering on your coin. Another valuable error to look out for is the off-center strike. This happens when the coin is misaligned during the minting process, causing part of the design to be cut off. Imagine seeing a coin with a portion of the date or even part of Roosevelt's portrait missing. This is an off-center strike. Dimes with off-center strikes can sell for anywhere between $50 and $200, depending on how far off-center the strike is. The more misaligned the design, the more valuable the coin becomes. I've even seen a 2015 dime with an off-center error sell for over $250 at an auction. Can you imagine finding one of those in your pocket? Another error you need to watch for is clipped planchets. A clipped planchet occurs when part of the metal planchet, the blank coin piece, is missing because it was improperly cut during the minting process. This results in a coin with jagged edges or a portion of the design missing. These coins are rare and highly desirable for collectors, and can fetch anywhere from $100 to $300, or even more if the error is particularly dramatic. If you've got a 2015 dime with a clipped planchet, you might just be holding on to something special. Lastly, there are die cracks and cuds, which are also relatively common errors but can still add some value to your coin. A die crack happens when the die that strikes the coin cracks, leaving a raised line on the coin's surface. Sometimes, extra metal will fill in these cracks, creating a cud, an extra bit of metal around the rim of the coin. These errors usually add $10 to $50 to the value of the coin, depending on their severity. While they might not be worth hundreds like some of the other errors, die cracks and cuds can still be a nice bonus. So, how do you know if your 2015 dime is worth more than just 10 cents? Let's break it down step by step, so you can easily identify if your coin is hiding something special. First, start by inspecting the obverse of the coin. Look closely at the letters in Liberty or In God We Trust. Are any of them doubled? If you notice any doubling, you could have a double die error on your hands. This is one of the most valuable errors to look for. Next, check for off-center strikes. Look at the edges of the coin and see if any part of the design is cut off or missing. If the design looks misaligned, you might have an off-center strike that could be worth a small fortune. After that, examine the edges of the coin for any irregularities, like a missing portion of metal. This could indicate a clipped planchet, which can greatly increase the value of your dime. Finally, take a close look at the rim of the coin. Are there any raised lines or extra metal around the edge? These could be die cracks or cuds, which might not make your dime worth hundreds of dollars, but could still add some value. Don't forget to weigh and measure your coin. A standard 2015 dime should weigh exactly 2.268 grams and have a diameter of 17.91 millimeters. If your coin is heavier or lighter than that, it could indicate that it was misstruck, which could make it more valuable. Timing is key when it comes to coins, especially error coins. The market for rare coins moves quickly, and if you find something valuable, don't wait. Get it graded or sell it to a dealer before the market shifts. Grading your coin helps to determine its value more accurately, so don't hesitate to get it professionally graded. If it turns out to be a rare coin, you could be sitting on a goldmine. So, how is the value of a 2015 dime determined? It all comes down to rarity, condition, and the presence of minting errors. Coins with no errors are generally only worth their face value of 10 cents. But when you start adding in rare minting errors, the value can skyrocket. The grading process is also crucial in determining value. Coins are graded on a scale from MS60 to MS70, with higher grades commanding higher prices. Just to give you an idea of the potential value, I found a recent auction result for a 2015 dime with a double die error. It sold for $120. It might sound like a small amount, but considering it's a 10-cent coin, that's a significant return. And if you have a dime with multiple errors, it could be worth even more. If you want to buy or sell 2015 dimes, there are plenty of options. You can find dealers and collectors on platforms like eBay, or visit your local coin shops and shows. Just make sure you do your research before making any purchases or sales to ensure you're getting the best deal. But before you rush off to sell your rare 2015 dime, there's one more thing you need to know: the most common mistakes that coin sellers make. You don't want to make these same mistakes, especially if you're sitting on a valuable coin. I'm going to share those tips in just a moment, so don't go anywhere. So, to recap, your 2015 dime could be worth far more than 10 cents if you know what to look for. Check for double die errors, off-center strikes, clipped planchets, and die cracks or cuts. If you find any of these errors, you could be holding on to a coin worth hundreds of dollars, or more. Don't forget to get your coin graded and time your sale right to get the best price. Have you found any rare 2015 dimes? Let me know in the comments below and share the errors you've spotted. And don't forget to like and subscribe for more tips on how to spot valuable coins. You might be sitting on a hidden treasure and not even know it. And stay tuned, because next time, we'll dive into the rarest 2016 dimes and show you how to spot even more valuable errors. You might think of the 1994 dime as just another coin, one that you toss into your pocket or drop in a jar without much thought. But here's something that could change the way you view this little 10-cent coin forever. Did you know some 1994 dimes might actually be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars? That's right. The dime you hold in your hand could be hiding a treasure. And in today's video, we're diving into the fascinating world of the 1994 dime, uncovering its secrets, and showing you exactly how to spot valuable variations that could change your financial future. Stick around, because some of these errors are so rare that they could fetch unbelievable sums in the marketplace. So, why should you care about a simple dime? Well, the truth is, 1,994 dimes with certain errors or unique features could make you a lot more money than you think. We're talking about coins that might look ordinary to the naked eye, but could be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars if they have the right imperfections. Keep watching, because we're about to reveal how you can tell the difference between a typical 1994 dime and one that could change your life. The 1994 dime features a design that most of us are familiar with: the portrait of Franklin D. Roosevelt, the 32nd President of the United States, graces the obverse, or front, of the coin. The reverse side, or back, of the dime shows a torch, an olive branch, and an oak branch. These elements symbolize liberty, peace, and strength. The design was created by John R. Sinek and has been used on the dime since 1946, making it one of the most recognizable coin designs in U.S. history. The composition of the 1994 dime is also standard for modern U.S. dimes. It's made of 91.67% copper and 8.33% nickel, which gives it its distinct silver-like appearance. But it wasn't always this way. Before 1965, dimes were made of 90% silver, but after that, they were transitioned to the clad composition you see today. This change was due to rising silver prices and the need for more affordable materials. Now, you might be wondering, where exactly were these 1994 dimes made? Well, the U.S. Mint produced them in 3 locations that year. Most of the dimes were struck in Philadelphia, which didn't add a mint mark to the coin, while others were minted in Denver with a D mint mark. There was also a small number of proof coins made in San Francisco, marked with an S. But even though there were billions of dimes produced in 1994, not all of them are the same. Many 1994 dimes may be worth just 10 cents, but a few rare variations with errors can be worth a lot more. Keep your eyes peeled, because finding one of these rare dimes could turn an ordinary pocket change moment into something extraordinary. Let's take a closer look at the common features of the 1994 dime so that you can identify what makes this coin stand out. The general specifications are straightforward. A typical 1994 dime has a diameter of 17.91 millimeters and weighs 2.268 grams. Its edge is reeded, giving it that classic, textured feel when you run your fingers around it. While most 1994 dimes are worth just their face value, 10 cents, there are exceptions. When these coins exhibit certain errors or variations, their value can rise dramatically. So, if you've got a jar full of 1994 dimes lying around, it's worth your time to check them out. Some of these errors are so rare, they could be worth hundreds of dollars, or even more, to the right collector. Now, let's talk about the rare errors and valuable variants that make the 1994 dime something you should keep an eye on. You might think all dimes are created equal, but in the world of coin collecting, a small imperfection can make a world of difference. Some of the most common and valuable errors include double die errors, off-center strikes, clipped planchets, and die cracks or cuds. A double die error occurs when the coin is struck more than once, causing the design to appear doubled. This can happen on inscriptions like "Liberty, in God We Trust," or even the date itself. A 1994 dime with a visible double die error can be worth anywhere from $50 to $150, depending on the severity. But what's even more incredible is that the value of these coins can escalate if the doubling is pronounced enough. Imagine finding a 1994 dime with a clear doubling on the word "Liberty" or "In God We Trust." That small mistake could be worth a lot more than a simple dime. Another valuable error to look for is an off-center strike. This happens when the coin is misaligned during the minting process, resulting in a design that's off-center. The degree of the misalignment will determine its value. Dimes with off-center strikes can be worth $50 or more, but if the misalignment is severe, you could be looking at a dime worth several $100s. So, if you've got a 1994 dime with the design shifted to one side, you might just be holding a rare gem. Clipped planchets are another error that can make a 1994 dime worth significantly more. This occurs when the blank metal planchet, which is punched out to form the coin, is incorrectly cut, leaving part of the coin's edge missing. These dimes are unique, and collectors are willing to pay anywhere from $100 to $300, or even more, for a clipped planchet, depending on the size of the clip. So, take a moment to examine the edges of your 1994 dimes. If part of the edge is missing, you could have a valuable coin on your hands. Die cracks and cuts are additional errors that can increase a 1994 dime's value. These occur when the die used to strike the coin becomes cracked or damaged. This can cause raised lines or blobs of metal to appear on the coin's surface. While not as rare as double die errors or off-center strikes, die cracks and cuts can still make a 1994 dime worth $10 to $50, depending on the size and location of the imperfection. Now, let's talk about one specific 1994 dime that shocked the coin collecting community. This dime was unlike any other, and it sold for thousands of dollars at auction. Want to know what made this coin so special? Stick with us, because we'll reveal this incredible find in just a moment. So, how do you identify a valuable 1994 dime? First, you'll need to inspect the obverse side closely. Use a magnifying glass or loupe to examine the letters in "Liberty" and "In God We Trust." Are there any signs of doubling? If so, you might have found a double die error. Next, take a close look at the edges of the coin to check for an off-center strike. If part of the design is cut off or misplaced, you could be holding a rare error. It's also important to check for clipped planchets. Examine the edges of your dime. If you notice a portion missing, you may have found a valuable coin. For die cracks and cuts, carefully inspect the coin's surface for any raised lines or blobs of metal near the rim or design. A simple coin scale can also help you determine whether your 1994 dime has any unusual weight. The standard weight for a 1994 dime is 2.268 grams. If your coin is heavier or lighter than this, it could be a sign that it has an error, making it even more valuable. When you find a rare dime, it's important to protect it. Never clean your coins, as cleaning can significantly reduce their value. Instead, store them in an airtight, acid-free holder to protect them from damage and preserve their condition. But now here's the big question: how much is your 1994 dime worth? The value of a coin is determined by a few key factors: rarity, condition, and, most importantly, the presence of errors. Coins with rare features or imperfections can be worth significantly more than their face value. If you're lucky enough to find a 1994 dime with a valuable error, it could be worth hundreds of dollars. Recent auction results have shown that dimes with rare errors, like off-center strikes or double die errors, can fetch impressive sums. In fact, one 1994 dime with an off-center strike sold for over $200. That's no small amount for a coin that's worth only 10 cents by itself. And it's not just off-center strikes. Other error coins, like clipped planchets and die cracks, have sold for impressive amounts as well. If you find a valuable 1994 dime, you may want to sell it. Platforms like eBay, coin dealer websites, and even local coin shops are great places to sell your coins. Some collectors even attend coin shows, where rare coins can fetch top dollar. But there's one mistake that many collectors make when trying to sell their coins, and it could cost you big. Stay tuned, because I'll reveal that mistake in just a moment. Before you try to sell your coin, make sure you get it properly graded. A professional grading service, like the PCGS or NGC, can evaluate the condition of your coin and assign it a grade. The higher the grade, the higher the price. Coins with higher grades tend to sell for much more than coins with lower grades, so getting your coin graded can be a smart move if you want to maximize its value. Now, before you go digging through your change jar to look for rare 1994 dimes, remember, there's one major mistake that collectors often make when selling their coins. And if you make this mistake, you could lose money. So stick around for the next tip. In conclusion, while most 1994 dimes are worth just their face value, there are rare exceptions that can fetch impressive amounts. By knowing what to look for, you could turn an ordinary dime into a treasure. So, keep an eye out for double die errors, off-center strikes, clipped planchets, die cracks, and cuts, and make sure to get your valuable coins properly graded. Who knows? You might just find a rare 1994 dime that could make you a lot richer than you ever imagined. Thanks for watching, and if you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more coin collecting tips and valuable finds.